NewsNation law and justice contributor Jennifer Coffindaffer, who also served as a special agent with the FBI, is here with us. Jennifer, obviously, you and I have talked about a lot of cases here on NewsNation, but to speak about the assassination of an American president, something that you never really anticipate and could never anticipate. But in terms of this case, the legality of it, will it be treated any differently by the FBI because it was former President Trump?
Well, certainly it will, Adrienne, because this is something that seldom happens. I mean, this is really history making that an assassination attempt was, occurred against a political nominee for president. It's been so rare in our history. And so this is going to be a top priority in the FBI right now, and all resources in and around Pittsburgh and any other tentacles that are developed will be a top priority in the FBI.
In terms of the building where the accused shooter, his body was actually found, but he was found with a rifle in his hand before he was neutralized. Why wouldn't the Secret Service and local law enforcement be stationed at every building within 1,000 feet of that arena? It's an open arena on farmland. And I reported on the Dallas police shooting a few years ago now, where a shooter gunned down from an elevated level from a parking garage. Wouldn't that have been taken into consideration with all of the buildings surrounding that field in Butler, Pennsylvania?
Adrienne, from working these types of security details with the former directors of the FBI and the attorney generals, this was a gaffe, in my opinion. Where would you want to be if you were a sniper and going to want to attempt an attack like this? You would want to be in an elevated position, and you would want to be within about 100 to 200 yards. For somebody who is skilled with a rifle, this is not a very far distance to try to shoot an individual. So it's a gaffe, certainly, and they are going to have to change their procedures within the Secret Service in the future. I was very surprised to hear these buildings were not watched.
Yeah, not watched. There was no one stationed on their roofs. It didn't seem that they had enough protection around the buildings for anyone to climb up top. But you heard from people who were in the crowd or people who lived nearby saying that they tried to get the attention of law enforcement, saying, hey, there's a guy on the roof, there's a guy on the roof. So my question was, as I was looking through all of the data, is perhaps those messages to local law enforcement did get to the Secret Service. But then they have this situation where they have tens of thousands of people in an arena. They know a guy is on a roof with a gun. This could have been a huge mass casualty event. So was that a consideration, do you think, just instinctively? Was that a consideration for how much time it took for them to take this guy out?
Absolutely, because at first, I'm sure when the snipers saw that there was an individual there, they don't know his motive. Is he planning a mass shooting, or is this an actual assassination attempt? And they did take action, but my confusion is, as being a former sniper, when you're in this position, you are put up there and you have to have your head on a swivel. You're constantly sweeping. It's very fatiguing. It can go on for hours where you're up there strictly trying to spot threats. And so clearly they spotted it, but it was so late, in my opinion. This individual was able to climb up that building and low crawl, according to witnesses, across that rooftop without being spotted, or if he was spotted, without any action taken by the snipers. It's a bit of a confusing situation, I must say.
And I had another woman on who served as a Secret Service agent, so I'm going to ask you the similar question. You've seen all the chatter online about this being a DEI hire, the woman who runs the Secret Service, criticizing the women who were there at the rally event, saying that they were flustered, that they were not able to appropriately protect the former president. What's your take on this?
I don't agree with that. Look, there's men and women alike that serve in this role. I think we could all see that as soon as the shots rang out, men and women alike ran to protect, ran to what we do is encircle or encase the protectee. That was all done appropriately. I know that they're saying that women did not act appropriate. I didn't see that. What I think was wrong with this situation is the setup.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.